Okay, good morning or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a little tutorial on how to make your own private server on Among Us. So I'm not talking about private game, I'm actually talking about hosting your own game on your PC, on your network. Because I don't know about you, but I've had issues when I try to create a game. I don't know if it's going to do it right now. Well, of course, no, not now. But basically, sometimes when I try to connect on I get basically kicked out. Of course, it's not working. I get kicked out because there's either too many games or too many people connected, and basically it blacks out. Of course, now it's working fine, but you know what I mean, spending half an hour trying just to create your own game. I'm not even talking even about joining one. So now I'm going to show you how to easily host your game. So for that, you will need a little piece of software which is available on GitHub. It's free, it's open source, so you can check the code if you've got the skills. So what you want to do is go to github.com/imposter/imposter. You want to download the last version if you're playing on Steam, because you will be on something like 2020.10.22. It is experimental, but it works fine. You want to download this version. So click on this link, and now here you got different files depending on what OS you have. I'm running on Windows, so I want, since I'm also creating the server, I want the server folder for Windows, and also the patcher, which is the client for Windows. Don't use the command line if you don't know how to use it. I'm using directly this one. So you want to download these two folders, or zip files, I mean. And then you want to determine what's your public IP address. So to do that, you just need to go back on the GitHub page, click on Docs, click on Server Configuration, and in there you can find your IP address here. So just click here, and you see your IP address in full here. So mine is blurred for obvious reasons, but you want to copy this value, and then open the imposter server you just downloaded. Just unzip both these folders and open the server one. And in the config.json, you should see, just putting back, you should see the public IP being 127.0.0.1. So you want to replace this by your public IP address. Okay, save that, close this folder. Okay, now you just want to launch the run.bat, or you can directly launch the executable. So I'm just running the run.bat, and you should be prompted the first time with this Windows Defender firewall that's blocked the application from opening the server. So what you want to do is actually allow this connection. I'm clicking both because I've had issues if I only selected a private network, because I think I've messed up my Wi-Fi or something. But basically just open this. Maybe you should uncheck this, but it depends how you program your Wi-Fi. So basically, just allow this, and now the server is running. But that's not enough. Although the firewall on your computer has opened the port, you need to open it on your router as well. So for that, you need to open the admin account on your router. So this will depend on who's your ISP. I'm in France and it is SFR. To go to the admin, I need to type in the IP 192.168.1.1. But on previous ISP I had, the address is a bit different. Just go online on your ISP's website and ask how to log into my router. And in the router, again, it will depend on yours. I need to look at the NAT. I don't know what it means, but basically I need to look at port forwarding. So I know it's in French, but this is port redirection forwarding. And you need to make a new entry. So usually the form will be different, but the input is the same. So you need to put a name. This is, you put whatever you want. So I put Among Us. The protocol, it was either TCP or UDP, usually. I've put both. I think you should use UDP, but it's basically TCP didn't work. So I just click on both. Les deux is basically both. Type it's a port instead of a range. You need to add what's the external incoming port, so it's 22.023. Then the IP destination, so I've blurred mine at the end of mine. So this is the IP of the machine you want to, the server on which you want the server to be on your local network. So I'll show you in a second how to determine that. And then you need to the port destination, so again it's 22.023. To determine what's the IP of your address, you need to open a command line. Here you just type ipconfig, and you need to look for, you need to look for the device you're connected to the internet with. In my case, I'm using Wi-Fi, so I just look for my wireless adapter, and this is my IP address, again blurred where it needs to be. So I just need to input this. If you look connected on Ethernet, you need to put the adapter for the Ethernet. Mine was not this. This is the auto configuration, but basically just put your IP address for your machine. In my case, I actually got a button here which lists all the machines connected to my router. But yeah, you put this, you click on add, and now regarding the server, you are done. This is running. Now you need to prepare the client. So on the client side, even though you're hosting the game, you need to open the client as well. And this is actually what other players will need to download and use. So the patcher is a simple program which, when you open it, asks what's the IP address of the server. So this is the IP which is shown on the first line. It's the IP address that you've put in the config file. So again, mine's blurred. But what you want to do is type it here, click on save. Now it asks you to restart Among Us. So let's do that. By the way, in order to toggle between full screen and Windows, you just type hit Alt Enter, and now you can basically go back to full screen. So now when you go online, on the lower right hand corner, you should see imposter. If you want to deactivate the server, just change. But now if I create a new game, it should be instantaneous, unless I've messed up something. And I have messed up something, so let's do some troubleshooting. So I'm closing this, maybe I just need to restart the server. Okay, in the client, what I'm going to do is also type the port. Here we go, and now let's try again. Yeah, it's not like plug and play, but I mean, once you have it running, it should be quite straightforward. I'm really struggling issues because since I'm trying to do a video about it, I need to uncheck stuff and so on. So here we are. So I've created the game. You can see that my player has joined the game with the codes of the game that anybody can join in as long as they are connected with this imposter to your machine. So basically now it allows you to host your own game. You'll get a terrific ping, especially if you're playing with people in your country. You don't want to share your IP address, because if someone has your IP address and you're streaming and you're showing the code, they can actually connect to your game. But it also means if you keep your IP address hidden, you don't have to put your face on the code, because people won't be able to connect to your server because they don't know where you are. So you can actually put your face on the side where it doesn't bother the game itself. So I hope this video is useful and helpful, and allows you to basically play this game without the struggle of connecting to Among Us's servers. If you have any questions, remarks, you can put them in the comments. If you have technical specific issues, you can go on the GitHub post and look at the issues. The most difficult part will be the port forwarding bit, but I can't really help you on that. And basically on that said, I wish you a happy gaming. Cheerio.